Hi everybody, it's Roland here, and it's been, I don't know, like 2, 3, 4 months since my last video about PoE2 or anything about anything at all in my channel. So this time I want to make a quick video, update on the state of me. I'm still good. I'm still playing the game, and it's still very fun, as you can see in the background. I want to make a quick video just to shout out to the another creator that put this build on my radar as well. So I saw some of his video about burning Wolverine, and it's like, that's kind of cool. And then I looked into his character, so it's like, oh yeah, he play a more life-based version of the character, which you can scale a lot of the attack speed because you're not really gonna get much of life of your passive tree, so getting more attack speed, getting more area of effect or something like that. But in my version of the character, I decided to go a different route. There's some similarity in terms of setup of the build, so you can kind of use it as template. I don't think this version of me is a budget version. Now you would probably can get something similar to this with like a more budget version. I will probably recommend it a little bit more as well when yeah, get into the character. But uh, you know, let's go over a map showcase. That's actually like map showcase. So that was like just montage here and there. But this is some map showcase. So I'm gonna go over to the map. I don't know what this boss is, but let hope it's not that bad of a map. So it's the build that we'll basically play around with swap. So this is just swap, and I think snapshot gaming pretty much. Right, you know, there's a mechanics that snapshot your damage when you swap to use an ability in your set 2, for example. But this takes a little bit further, and so utilizing some of the visual sensitive points as well. So I'll go over that in a second. So this is what I'm going to do. So that's what's the setup for your will, and you just go ahead and put this. So there's process, and I'm probably gonna go do a quick showcase of boss, and then I will do some of the. Now that we finished the map, I want to talk a little bit about this character and just a brief look over it. So I'm not gonna share my. I kind of don't want to share my character because it's not really finished, and if you want to copy this, I think it's gonna be like, I don't know, it's gonna be a little bit too inefficient with how you spend currency. But I'll get like a little bit of the pop, and then upload that, I think. But it's not gonna be like a full guide or anything. It's probably just gonna be gear pieces that I'm using. So most of my gear are from the other character, so this is just basically a rip off of that character for defensive, and some of them I just bought a new one for the purpose of this character only. So the build, it's basically playing around with swapping swapping item so that you get plus level gem. In this current state of PoE 2, whatever presence on your gear will be dynamically updated to the damage that you dealt. So for example, if I have uh, casted my incinerate with offhand, that that damage right there is will be modified with gear that I'm wearing. Uh, but but it will not be affected by the other weapon set. but it will be affected by every single pieces of your gear that you equipped, and it's dynamically updated. So if you were to, for example, you know, if you were to equip this ring, for example, equip this ring before you cast Incinerate, it wouldn't work, because as soon as you change it to this ring, it will dynamically update that number. But what is not dynamically updated is the level of the gem. So if you can put in as many level gem as possible before you cast it, that level gem will be snapshot. Doesn't matter what you do, the level gem of that ignite ground will be snapshot. Only level gem, nothing else will be snapshot. For example, if I cast it with this weapon and then I swap to, let's say, like something else, your damage will be dynamically updated to that weapon, but the base level will not. So you can get like a plus 10 level gem on a weapon or something like that. Then you will have a plus 10 level gem, and then you can swap in for a better damage weapon. But that's like, I don't know if you can get plus 10 level, which is probably not possible. So that's the case. So let's get it out of the way, right? So you can't really increase your damage by swapping gear before you cast it. The only thing you can do is swapping out for the plus level gem. So anything that has plus level gem, you can swap it out, and then you can swap anything back in, and it will stay the same. This includes the jewel as well. So for example, you can get a jewel. I'll show you in a moment. All right, so you can go for Incinerate skill. This jewel right here, you can buy a, let's say, +3, for example, like 17 divine, 18 divine, blah blah blah, right? +2 is 5, 6, 7. You can buy this and then you can put it in. So basically you can go into the map, you swap one jewel out, you put that jewel in, and then you cast your ability. It will snapshot that level gem, and then as soon as you finish casting it, you go up into the passive tree, you put in your previous jewel. If this jewel, for example, has magnitude of ignite, this will dynamically update it, that base level gem that you already casted. So unless they fix this is gonna be the best way you get damage. Pretty much this is going to be the best way that you can like get maximum damage out of your skill, because +3 is good, right? +3 is good as long as you playing ignite build or anything like damage over time related. You can use this +3 level gem to snapshot it. I don't think this is intended. I'm pretty sure it will get changed, because this is not how you should play the game. This is not how you should play the game at all. So if you can get those things, right? I don't have it because I don't want to spend like 5 divine or 18 divine for maybe a little bit more damage. Like currently I think I have about 700 or 800k DPS, I think. Maybe like 500k DPS, I don't know. And then the second thing is this spear, it's supposedly not to work as well, but it does work. As you can see, the damage going down much faster when you aggravate the bleeding. I tested this with also with Crimson Assault. I don't know if the duration of the aggravate it's tying to the bleeding. So that means if you have Crimson Assault, you have to keep attack every 1 second. But with regular bleeding, you have 4 seconds. So you have 5 seconds. When you aggravate that, in that 5 second time, you will have aggravated ignite. And it's pretty much noticeable in certain bosses when I attack them and then I get bleeding on them. But I'm not sure if it's actually anything related with like I have to attack the boss or not. Like I don't know what's going on there, but it's actually increasing the damage. I don't have the comparison which with and without this weapon, so I'm not sure. I might do another test again on Xesht like T3, something like that. But it seems to work. Okay, so now let's go over my choice of gearing. Right, so I play energy shield and evasion, so that's mean I will need a lot of evasion. So Wind Dancer is the non-negotiable aura or persistent buff that you would need. Ghost Dance also, it's a non-negotiable. And then this one for the Caterpillar, you can use any monsters at all, but this one attack the fastest, so I use this. I don't know if this is work, but I don't think this. I think this works, but the bonus, the bonus chop for like 50% for from the rotate mark doesn't really work with this. So you have to keep reapplying rotate mark to get that 45% increase effect of marked enemy. So you can put like maybe increased duration here or like persistence here for more duration. I guess like so that you have more effect of shock on enemy. But this one seems to stay for 30%. Like when this guy attack a boss and they standing in my whirlwind, it seems that even though my monsters, my monster here die, the shocks still stay. So I think this works, but the increased effect from mark, you have to increase the duration of it. And then despair, because we converted, not converted, but we the enemy takes chaos damage instead of fire damage. So anything increased chaos damage taken from monsters is gonna be welcome. And then Whirlwind Lance, I think I found this on his on his new video, on the newest video of his. You can go check him out. Like, please go check him out because he gave so many idea of the character. So this one I read it like earlier when I play the other spear character. You can see here, consume a frenzy charge if possible to create a whirlwind with one more than its normal maximum number of stages. This one's also snapshot. And when you use this, usually when you throw a whirlwind lance, you will have, if you walk into or walk out of it, it will explode, right? So make sure that the first time you throw it, you inside of it, right? When you're inside of this and then you use rolling slash, it will be the whirlwind of rolling slash. But the catch is, if you put Font of Blood in here, or Font of anything, Font of Rage, Font of Blood, or Font of Mana, you will not get anything from this, because this is still the object created by Whirlwind Lance. So if you want to have Font of Blood or Font of Mana, you have to put it here. Now we go over to why Sceptre. Alright, like I could play block and I could have a little bit more survivability, right? I could just play with a block, higher block shield or higher block like what is it, buckler. But the initial thought of this build was to use Cast on Ignite as well, with something, Cast on Ignite maybe would take mark. But here's the problem. The problem with Cast on Ignite on this build, I'll show you in a second. So I'm gonna do only T3 Breach because I don't want to lose the set for free. But I'm gonna show you why you shouldn't run Cast on Ignite. It is interesting, and if you can run Cast on Ignite without any mana problem, this build would have been insane, right? And if you can scale the damage or like global damage or something like that on your main hand, this would have been like crazy good. But because I can't sustain mana with this, right? I can't sustain mana with this, so I have to take it off. Like I have to just not use it. So, right. So I'll turn it on. I'll turn it on just so that you can see that it's actually crazy, and I'm probably gonna run out of mana like constantly. But let's see. As you can see, right? It's like, it's not worth it. It's not like you can't, I mean, you can use it. You can definitely use it, but it's just impossible to sustain mana unless you have a way to recover mana. Okay, we can turn on Cast on Ignite, and you see in a second on the boss as well that it is probably like too dumb to do it. But it won't trigger again, as you can see, right? It won't trigger again. So it's like it trigger a lot when you're mapping. Like as soon as it touches anything, it will apply cast on chop, right? A cat on ignite. But if the monster's never out of ignite, then it won't trigger again. So that's one of the things that is like is why I run with Sceptre, so I have enough spirit to do that. But because I can't do that, then I have more skill slot that I can use, right? But then again, in the end of the day, it's just just use or take mark, self cast pretty much, and then the rest is kind of like simple standard gestures and stuff like that. Okay, that's pretty much it for the character, and I am sure you can find more information about this on online. I think that's actually not horrible, but not good. So I want to like the build is very very fun to put it together, and like try to get the character to work. So the way I plan on this character is that like I need more than just HP, right? And in some of the build you could probably get like more area of effects and stuff like that, but I think this is enough for area of effects, so I don't really like go overboard with it, and then I just like spend a lot more points just to grab defense. So basically 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11, like I spent literally like 11 points. That's like if you not count like jewel socket as a way that you're gonna get more damage, right? But then again, I wouldn't path this way if I don't have to. If I don't want this this node right here, Eternal Youth, I would not pathing this way. I would use these points to get like more like evasion or something like that, more damage, right? But I really really want that keystone. So this keystone is probably too strong. It solves a lot of problem for a energy shield character, especially if you play hybrid character. Like this thing solves way too much stuff, and it's very cheap. Like the cost of it, it's very cheap. Like you basically lose nothing. So life recharge instead of energy shield. So basically your energy shield has no recharge, but your life recovery from flash instead of applied to energy shield. So you don't have life sustained with just life flash anymore. So the way you play hybrid is that you have to have staunching charm, and this ascendancy, it's probably one of the best ascendancy to use charm. So this node rate you consume 25% of maximum mana to trigger charms with insufficient charges. But this happened after charms are triggered. So if you trigger one of these charm, right, and I have them just basically like gain recover 200 mana when used. Oh no, it happened before. Okay, before you trigger it. So if you trigger and then you have recover mana when used, you will be instantly recovered to full, because this character it's basically always at full mana if you can trigger these, right? And if you can constantly trigger these, some of them actually offset the mana cost that it will consume. So I can show you in a quick shield ground map. Where is it? Shield ground map, right? This one is a slow, so we can do that, and then I can go. Or you see a shield ground. Where is it? Shield ground. Usually shield ground doesn't spawn, man. Fuck it. Well, I mean, I need to clear some monsters, so let's do that. Actually, I'm gonna be doing way less damage. Okay, so we had shield ground here, right? As you can see, shield ground. Oh my god, man! Like, why? I think monster range on PoE2 is a little bit too far, like, for their own good. Like, it's just, I don't know. Like, I want to test something and then I have to kill these monsters, right? So, okay. As you can see, I have no charge here. Now, right? I have no charge. If I walk into it, it will consume my mana. Nothing, right? Because it consumed before. And you have recovered mana on you, so it's just crazy good. But that's pretty much it, right? Like, so you basically have permanent uptime on your charms if you have, let's say you can get like 250 something like that mana when used. If you have like less than 1,000 mana, right? So it's like it's gonna be really good on some of those builds. So this led me to play with a lot of Jewel with the 4% damage taken is taken from mana before life as well. So when I actually lost all of my energy shield, I still have a little bit, you know, of HP and mana pool. I think I had like 3 of these, so it's like 10% for damage taken from mana before life. So it's actually not that big of a deal, but it's like 10% damage reduction, and it helps a little bit. And also you can run with you know, rituals and stuff like that as well for, you know, more like tankier character. So this is a character, this is a passive tree. So basically I dropped this node to pick up this one so that I can use a Skull Brittle. Now the math behind Skull Brittle and the mana cost and stuff like that, you have to do it yourself. If you were to take lightning damage, for example, if you have too much, for example, you have 75 lightning resistance. If you have 75% lightning resistance with Skull Brittle on, and then you cast for like previously I only like 35 mana. It's not it cannot trigger my Valako's Raw. So this one gives you Frenzy Charge, and then when you have Frenzy Charge, then you get like a T4 Whirlwind. And that's pretty much it, how you get like all the area of effect. And I think it's probably a little bit like I can get a little bit bigger on the Whirlwind as well if I can get like more area of effect around here, right? That's 2 nodes here, for example. So like 10% there. But you know, all in all, this build, it's very, very fun to put together, and it probably has some of the kind of like cool potential to actually get it into like the final version of the build, where you get +6 5-hour, you get a inferior jewel for +3, and then if you use Sun Splitter, just in case, Sun Splitter with a +5 one, where I do have a +5 one. Where's it? Man, I have too much of these, man. Where is it? Okay, here. Right, so +5, and I have +2. So if you use a Sun Splinter with +4 fire skill, and this one, then you're gonna have +9, right? So you will get to level 40 Incinerate without the corruption on the Incinerate itself. So that could be, I don't know if cheaper or is it more expensive than getting level 21 Incinerate. But that's one of the way that you can do it. The way I'm going to do it is I'm probably gonna have to get Sun Splinter eventually, because it's even though getting something like this, it's currently stronger than my setup here with +7, and a little bit of like fire and spell damage. The Sun Splinter has one more level compared to this combo, right? Oh no, it's like 2 more level than compared to this combo, so it's going to be much better. It's like about like 4 or 5% more damage compared to this shield if you can get to level 40. But you can't get to level 40 with +7, so you need at least +8 here. But you cannot get +8. So that's gonna be a way. That's gonna be one of the things that I'm thinking about, like reducing. Maybe I'm not using. Maybe I'm not going for like 5-hour level 6, because it is costing like way too much, like 50 divine, 100. So the best thing is probably gonna go like 5, right? And then you are going to be looking at like 10, 30, well, about 10 divine if this guy sells. But that's pretty much it. You can also anoint the amulet as well. So that's one way that you can do it. You can anoint the amulet for, you know, either better damage or better casting. I would say the damage will dynamically update it with your passive tree as well. So if you anointed something like this, or something along those lines, like increased damage or not on the amulet, it wouldn't do anything. The only thing it would do is that it will increase damage, and when you remove the amulet, the anointment goes away. It dynamically updated your damage as well. So the best thing to do with this, if you want to anoint it, is to get something like a reduced mana cost, right? A reduced mana cost is the only thing that's good with it, or some cast speed, right? Something like that. You know, reduced maximum mana is pretty bad, so you would want to have a reduced mana cost of it if you were to cast to use it. But that's pretty much it for the character. You can kind of min-max it. You know, like this build is pretty interesting. The mapping, the gameplay, a little bit slow compared to a lot of like other variants, but I think this one is fun to put it together. If I want more speed, then I would probably just gonna be sacrificing like a lot of defense, basically a lot of energy shield to go with life base, and accuracy stacking is probably one of the better one, because you can get like attack speed here, and then accuracy stacking is also paired well with the dex stacking, so you can actually have like Falcon technique as well. So you get like 10% attack speed from there because 250 dex, and then you get like, I don't know, like 30-40% attack speed from this node. And then you can grab more like attack speed, and you can move a little bit faster, or way more faster compared to this build. But you know, all in all, you know, it depending on how you would approach this build. The build is pretty much just like flying on its own, because you are scaling damage on your offhand, and on your main hand it's basically just so that you can move around. So it is a build that probably gonna take the cake for this league for me, and you know, like of how to put it together. This is very 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 fun. You know, you could say like it's more like, you know, RF, like budget RF at home or something like that, which is my character, by the way, my character name. We have RF at home, so Righteous Fire. I love Righteous Fire, but this one is not Righteous Fire yet, but it's pretty close. It's trying to be. See you guys on the next video. I don't know. I don't have anything to tell anymore about the state of the character, but that's pretty much it. I don't know if this video is gonna go live or not, but if it go live, you know, please check it out. And also, don't forget to check Lythos out. He is actually crazy genius. I don't know if he's made the build on his own or not, but if he did, then yeah, you know, go check him out. At the very least, he shared the information, which is kind of cool. Bye.